You're gonna have to deal with me in my work uniform. Just deal with it. So this morning, I decided I wanted to make this video because today was a very sad day for me and a lot of physical media collectors who are Disney fans. If you didn't know, Disney used to have a club called the Disney Movie Club. It was a club that basically how it worked is you would sign up for an entry level deal where you get 5 movies for $1, and I think it was free shipping. It was an incredible deal. And then, but you guys basically enter into a contract agreement that hey, you know, over the span of a certain amount of time, you have to order 6 movies at full price. But the nice thing about Disney Movie Club is you had access to tons of exclusive Blu-rays and DVDs and free perks. Like if you become a VIP member like me, you got free pins and you got all kinds of stuff involved with this club. And also everything in your order after your first movie at full price was 50% off. I pre-ordered so many movies like that in the store would be like 30-40 bucks. Got it for 12 bucks. Whatever it is. There were amazing perks with this club. And unfortunately Disney closed it down. Now, I don't know all the details, but what I'm understanding about it is basically Disney um, essentially was having trouble internally with their physical media department getting things put out and certain things prepared, and so they signed a deal with Sony, and Sony came in, took over the catalog of physical media for them, starting with their new release, The First Omen, which will be out at the end of July. But because of that, what that means is, oh, well, we don't want to really deal with this Disney Movie Club thing. And I imagine the Disney Movie Club thing had probably had been hemorrhaging money. Because I imagine if you were a Disney fan, you were either already a part of this club for a really long time and had most of the exclusives and had most of the stuff that you wanted, or you were, you didn't even know it existed. So in some ways I get it, but it definitely was very disappointing because a lot of these titles you won't be able to get again. Maybe some will. Maybe I have a feeling some of these might sneak back up, but I also don't know for sure, and we'll talk about that. But I'm going to go through my entire Disney Movie Club exclusive Blu-ray and DVD collection. I'm going to start with the DVDs. First things I got here are these really great Kim Possible complete season 1 and 2. I am going to complain about some of these releases because there are problems with quite a few of these releases. I am happy we have them at all, but I am not going to sugarcoat that these releases, some of these aren't great releases. And these are a great example. Is it great that we have these seasons on DVD? Absolutely. I love the packaging here, like this nice paper case with these individual disc cases and everything. You know, I mean, this is nice, but why is it just seasons 1 and 2? Why is it not the entire series of Kim Possible? You know, why are not all the seasons out there? That's a big problem. Right? So, I don't know. I'm happy I have those, but like, why? These next ones here, so dear to my heart. This is kind of an interesting little Disney movie. It's one of those 2D hybrids from, I think, the 40s. It was alright. It wasn't a huge fan. Honestly, none of these Disney DVDs I got from Disney Movie Club are particularly amazing. There's a couple of them I really love. But for the most part, most of these are kind of just whatever TV movies. Charlie and the Angel. Kurt Russell's in this one. That's always fun. The Hunter and the Rockstar. This movie looks way more entertaining than it actually is. Tonka. Yeah, Disney movies like this we don't really need to talk about because they're a little offensive nowadays. So, The Sword and the Rose. This one is the one I really love. Mr. Boogedy. These are super fun Halloween movies. I watched these last year in time for Halloween. I'm reviewing them on my second channel. Super fun. The Thanksgiving Promise. Alright, now now we got these next 5 here, and then we'll get into some of the Blu-rays. It's a Wonderful Leaf. This is a Darkwing Duck Christmas special. Doug's first movie. This is this is kind of a weird movie that people forget about because, Doug is so associated with Nickelodeon, but he was on Disney at a certain time. But yeah, they did put the movie out only exclusive from the Disney Movie Club. I think the VHS you'd kind of get anywhere, but then you have The Weekenders, Volume 1 and 2. Now, this is really cool because this is one of the few Disney animated TV shows that they actually put out the entire series of. This is all 2 seasons right here. So if you wanted this whole show, that's awesome. I really don't get why it would happen that way. Now, speaking of putting out entire shows, DuckTales. Now, this set right here is not exclusive from the Disney Movie Club. Well, so DuckTales had an interesting history with the Disney Movie Club. So they put out volumes 1 through 3 in the store. You kind of get those anywhere. They sold pretty well. But then the DuckTales movie was in a Disney Movie Club exclusive DVD. And you could only get that movie from the Disney Movie Club. But then they decided to do a wide release in stores for that movie. And that was awesome to have that in the store, But then DuckTales Volume 4, which is the last volume you need to complete the whole series, came out years later after all this stuff did. And it now completes the whole series. I really don't understand that. At that point, just do a complete series release or release this shit in stores so people can complete their sets. I think they waited so long that people couldn't get the other 3 volumes because they were no longer in print. But then it's like, why don't you just put out a complete series set? I think when this came out, this repackaging of everything all in one set, people thought it was a complete series set. And then they realized, no, it wasn't. It was just a repackage of shit people already have. So I don't really understand the purpose of this set. I think that was a big misfire. But yeah, I have that. And I'm happy to have it. But it is really damn bizarre of Disney to release that the way they did. Next one I'm going to grab here. This is a Mickey Mouse 3-pack. That was meant to celebrate Mickey Mouse's birthday. And it's got Fantasia 2000, and Celebrate Mickey Mouse. Or Celebrate Mickey Mouse is basically a compilation of 13 different shorts like Steamboat Willie. Well, the, iconic ones. So, Fantasia is actually out of print, both of them, on Blu-ray. So at the time, this was the only way to get these movies still in print, and unfortunately it's no longer available. This is a gorgeous slip cover. I love how this looks. It's a great release. Unfortunately, you can no longer buy Fantasia. I don't even think the DVD's in print anymore. So now there's also a few of these titles that you could only get through the Disney Movie Club that were Disney animated titles, which really sucked because I imagine a lot of collectors really want to complete their Disney animated collection, and they really couldn't do it without the club. You have Make Mine Music. You have Saludos Amigos, A Melody Time. And then you have The Three Caballeros and Saludos Amigos double pack, and The Black Cauldron. These 2 right here are not great movies. I'm gonna put this in here too, but this one's a little bit different. These are films that Disney made because during World War II they couldn't get a lot of funding. A lot of their films could not release internationally. Their films weren't doing great. People were depressed. They didn't really want to go to movies because of what was happening across the globe at the moment. People were worried and stressing about much more other things. And so these movies come out. These movies were just compilations of shorts that Disney made. And in the case of Saludos Amigos, it was about Disney going to a foreign country to kind of, teach their animator stuff and draw stuff. And so these are kind of that kind of thing there. And Three Caballeros is the best one. It's remembered the best. You know, those characters from that movie, not just Donald Duck, but his friends there are, you know, in Disney parks. The song's pretty iconic. It's pretty iconic stuff. So I think this stuff is cool that we had these. The only problem with these ones are not uncut. There's a lot of stuff that is not on these releases that should be, but they got removed because Disney wanted to censor like Goofy smoking cigarettes and stuff and some of that stuff. So I don't know. I think it's a mixed bag, but I do really enjoy those releases. Black Cauldron. I mean, it's pretty obvious why this one didn't get one. I still think that if they put out a Blu-ray, this movie would have sold well. It is kind of, I think, better remembered than the other ones I just showed you, but I get why they want to hide that one away. Disney's kind of ashamed of that one, so. And they also put out a couple Winnie the Pooh movies, Pooh's Grand Adventure and Piglet's Big Movie, which are not either of my favorite Winnie the Pooh movies, but they're fun movies. And who doesn't love Winnie the Pooh? Can't really talk shit about Winnie the Pooh. I'm sorry, you just can't. Little Mermaid. What is this? The 2023 movie on 4K. I believe this 4K was only exclusive Disney Movie Club. If not, I think it was this cover at least. Awful movie, but I did want to have all the Disney live action remakes to sit alongside my animated movies because it just looks really nice on the shelf, even though I hate all of them. I have Tangled, the complete series. This is another great one. It has all 3 seasons, 68 episodes, and the TV movie that started the show, all in one package. I got this for $10 because they were closing and they were offering it $10 deal on all their exclusives. So this was a great deal because originally on the club was like $40. So got it for a great deal. Yeah, I really need to watch through the series again. I have not actually seen through the whole series yet. It's a great show though. Yeah, and then we got a Goofy movie, which is a great one. These ones are fan favorites. I can't understand why they don't do a double pack in store exclusive. I think when this first one hits 25, I think this one was 20 when they put this one out. When this one hits 25 years old, Disney might do that. And honestly, if they do that, I will upgrade to an in-store release because they do feel more official than these club releases, and I might flip these because I'm sure that there are people who probably just want to have these versions just being collectors. You know, collectors, they want to have all the different versions of stuff. But for me, I just want whatever I think is the best. Valiant, this is a weird Disney movie because it wasn't made by Disney. It was actually made by a British company. Disney acquired the American distribution rights. And it's pretty damn terrible. But I always saw this advertised on my Disney DVDs as a kid. I was always curious to watch it, and I regret watching it. So I don't know why I still have that. Don't ask me. But a part of me is like I can't get rid of it. I kind of like having it. Elemental. So this is the 4K version, which you can buy the Blu-ray version anywhere, but the 4K version you could only get through the Disney Movie Club. I think that's ridiculous. I know this movie didn't do great at the box office, but over time it did make a profit. Multiple people involved with the movie have even admitted that. So I'm not really sure why Disney thought, we're not going to do a 4K. You could get a 4K exclusively from Walmart, but I believe that's also out of print. So, yeah, it kind of sucks with this one. But, the fact that they thought any Pixar movie shouldn't have a 4K. What the fuck are you thinking? The Haunted Mansion is another one like Elemental. You could only get the 4K through Disney Movie Club. I do love this cover quite a bit. I think even the Walmart exclusive was just the Blu-ray. So I don't know. That one I can kind of understand. It didn't do great at the box office, but it's also still a little bizarre. Especially since they announced, I think in February or March, that they're closing, right? Whenever they announced that. So that release was only out for like 5 months before they, like, we're goodbye, we're leaving. Kind of stupid. I don't know. In hindsight, I'm not really sure why Disney makes the decisions it does with these releases, but I don't think we'll ever understand because Disney doesn't really have any consistency either. I'll Be Home for Christmas. This is a very fun 90s Christmas movie. I've heard actually people say it was bad before I watched it. I don't think so. This is a pretty fun movie. I definitely watch that one every Christmas. Always looking for new Christmas movies to throw into the mix because, you've seen Elf 100 times. It's no longer funny. So, and things like that. The Kid. This is an interesting Bruce Willis movie. I don't know if it completely works, but it's basically Bruce Willis in the past with this kid who's actually his younger version of himself, and it doesn't really make much sense. He's grown adult Bruce Willis and he's seeing his child version of himself, and like, what does that mean? So Watcher in the Woods. This is a Disney movie I still have not seen. It's kind of a scarier Disney movie, like Something Wicked This Way Comes, which I've heard great things about. Still need to watch that. So, Rocket Man. This is not the Elton John movie. This is a Harlan Williams 90s Disney comedy that, I don't know, it's okay. I like space movies, so can't trash on it too much, but definitely not great. You got Darby O'Gill and the Little People. So, fun fact, earlier last year, or late last year, I watched Mary Poppins for the first time. Loved it. And I immediately went and watched the sequel. Wasn't that much of a fan of it, but I wanted to see more things like Mary Poppins. So the director of this movie is the same director as Mary Poppins. So I watched it, and it's not as good as Mary Poppins. It's a very dated movie, but it's fun. And I don't know. I was just disappointed because I wanted Mary Poppins again. And just shows how wonderful that movie is that you'll just never get anything like it again. To be honest. Actually, let's pull these other ones here just so I can be done in a minute. You got a few more of these. George of the Jungle. This is one I don't get why they didn't do George of the Jungle 2, but I definitely have a soft spot for this one. Who doesn't love Brendan Fraser? One of the great talents of the 90s. Holes. This one, I know a lot of people love this one. I'm surprised they never did an in-store release for this one, considering how many people love this one. It's never grabbed me. Every time I try to watch it, I can't get through it. I will try to watch it again and do it. I mean, if I can watch through The Wizard of Oz finally without falling asleep, I can go through that one. Flight of the Navigator. This is a masterpiece in my mind. I joke a little bit, but I do love this movie. It is a great movie in terms of just 80s fun and fun sci-fi and unique ideas. It also helped revolutionize special effects. So that's that and Tron, kind of that same ilk in the 80s for Disney. Blackbeard's Ghost. I got this one because of the title. I'm like, what's that mean? That sounds pretty fun. So I watched it, and it was alright. It's about this guy who's seeing Blackbeard's ghost, and at first that's kind of fun, but at a certain point it starts to be like, alright, you're kind of losing your luster a little bit there. I don't know, it's a fun movie, but just not as fun as I was hoping. The Three Musketeers. This is the 90s one with Tim Curry. This is a really fun movie, super entertaining, and yeah, it doesn't hold up as well as I'd like, but it's still a great movie. Davy Crockett movies. I'm not going to say too much about these because they're fun. Paris Parker does a fun job in the role. The song is iconic. But in terms of the movies and, their place in history, they're not great. They're pretty offensive with how they try to whitewash history. So, it's one of those things that I think Disney kind of smart to hide away a little bit. Though I don't think they should. I think we should still talk about these things. That's how we heal from our past. But I just mean in the sense that there really is no point in talking about them. There's nothing really that interesting about them, I guess. Return to Oz. This is a super creepy Disney movie with amazing stop motion effects and costumes. It's an awesome movie. Crazy as hell. I am going to review this and another Wizard of Oz kind of spin-off movie when Wicked gets closer. So stay tuned for that. Black Hole. I love me some sci-fi, and this is a not great sci-fi movie with some pretty iconic characters in it, like Maximilian and stuff. But the movie itself is not great, but I do really enjoy that movie. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. This is another one. I don't know why they didn't do an in-store release. This is an iconic movie. It had a ride at Disneyland for so long. For fuck's sake. It's a great movie. They tried to remake it multiple times. Please get it done. Because I love this movie, don't get me wrong. But there is a way that you could update this movie and still be worthwhile, even though this movie will always be probably better. Hey. Oh, God. Excuse me. And then we have the 2 Freaky Friday movies. I heard they're making a sequel to the 2003 one. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, those are fun movies. I prefer the 2003 one. I think the original one's pretty dated and pretty bad. And then the Parent Trap movies, where I feel like these are the opposite. I think these are pretty equal, and both of them hold up pretty well. So I really enjoy those. And then this one is a series that I don't know why they kind of advertise it as a movie. The Scarecrow of Roomy Marsh. Was not a fan, but Herbie Fully Loaded. This is the last Herbie movie they made back in 2005 with Lindsay Lohan. It was a fun movie. Herbie Goes Bananas. I wish I got Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, but that one sold out before I could get it. And The Love Bug. This is the original Herbie movie. I wish they'd do another Herbie movie. That'd be fun. Herbie Rides Again. And then Apple Dumpling Gang. I wish they'd done Apple Dumpling Gang Part 2, but they did not. I have it in this Donuts DVD set, though, which is not a Disney Movie Club exclusive, but yeah, I wish they'd done the second one, but too late now, I guess. You're closed. And Old Yeller, which, fun fact, I've never seen this movie. Every time I try to watch this movie, so I bought this movie to watch with my grandma, and then my grandma moved to a whole nother state, and I rarely get to see her. And every time she comes to visit, we don't have time to watch stuff, so never happened. I'm going to watch it with her, hopefully when she comes to visit this time, but if I don't, oh well, I guess. I'm hoping we get to. We'll see how that goes.